here y'all go with these deep questions. Hey, it's Janae back with another video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are returning, hey girl, hey. So y'all, I have never done a video like this before, not a personal Q&A. I've done a Q&A before, but it was more so like related to my work and social media management and things like that. So yeah, last week I asked you guys to drop me some questions on my Instagram story as well as the community page here on YouTube, and you guys left me a lot of good questions, so we all know why we're here. Let's just get into it. So I have the questions pulled up right here, and we're gonna start from the bottom and just go to the top. First of all, I do want to say thank you guys so much for participating in this. This was like super cute, super fun. I used to do stuff like this on my Instagram story where I would just answer the question directly on Instagram. So to be able to do it, you know, like this just feels a little more personable. Like, I like it. Also, y'all, it is like almost 11 o'clock at night, so I'm doing this right before bed in my pajamas. So yeah. Okay, so I want to start with the first question. How have you been mentally? Thank you for asking me that. I've been okay. Yeah, just like everybody else, I'm human. I have ups, I have downs. I am low-key like self-diagnosed seasonal depression, and I hate to say that, but it is the truth. Like every time we get to the colder months, the holiday months, I start to get like sad more often than not. I think it has a lot to do with the time change. It gets darker sooner. And then for the last few years, I have been living in Atlanta away from my family in Florida. So yeah, I think that I'm just still adjusting to the fact that I'm not like in their face every day. And then y'all, I have a nephew now, and I've only seen him 2 times, and he's been here for a whole 4 months. So I've been like a little in my feelings about that, and that can kind of like affect me mentally too. But I mean, overall, I am blessed. Okay, like I'm blessed. So yeah. Second question is, what are your must-have products? And I did ask her to elaborate on what she meant by this, and she did say lifestyle. So as far as lifestyle, my current must-have product is a Swiffer and Clorox wipes. Those are my 2 like must-have products. I recently moved into a new apartment, so I have like I don't have any like carpet in my apartment at all, just like rugs and I guess like whatever this faux wood flooring is. And my dog has been having issues with like adjusting to where to potty and like her potty schedule, so she has accidents here and there, and I find myself like cleaning up the floor often. I'll go ahead and add a broom to that. Overall, honestly, cleaning products are my go-to must-have products right now, like seriously. But my Swiffer and my Clorox wipes are like my everything. What are you excited about in 2023? For 2023, I'm excited about this being my first year in my 30s. I turned 30 in October. So I'm entering a new decade. Well, I have entered that decade already, but next year will be my first full year as a 30-year-old. So I'm welcoming of all that that has to offer. Something is in my eye. Yeah, I'm welcoming of all that that has to offer, and I'm just looking forward to 2023 being an amazing year. What is the biggest lesson you've learned this year? How do you plan to apply it to 2023? The biggest lesson I've learned this year is that, what is it? Oh my gosh, girl, this is a little deep because I haven't thought about the biggest lesson I've learned this year, and we're at the end of the year, so I should have thought about this already by now. What I will say, and I don't know if this necessarily qualifies as a lesson, but I truly learned this year how to value my time, and I've learned that I am not interested in exchanging my time for money. Yeah, you know what, this is a good segue really quick, because I was supposed to have this as a life update and Q&A, and I really only have like a itty bitty life update. It is that I have officially quit my part-time job. So a couple of vlogs ago, I did tell you guys that I was thinking about letting it go, and if you're new here, or if you don't know, I had a part-time job in addition to my work as a social media manager. at a beauty retail store, and it just was a little bit more than part-time. I was working full-time hours. It was taking a lot of my free time, my extracurricular time. It took time away from me being able to create. Ultimately affected me when it came to like creating consistently for like YouTube and any of my other social media platforms. And although it did allow me to get ahead with some of my other goals, my time, I can't get my time back. So there's that. What are you currently doing for your mental emotional health? So we did talk about how I've been feeling mentally. As far as like the seasonal depression, being away from my family, and the time change affecting my mood, because oh my gosh, what I'm doing currently for that is journaling. I recently picked the habit up of journaling again literally like 3 weeks ago, so I won't sit here and be like I've been journaling all year, because I absolutely haven't. It's been 3 weeks consistently. Writing out my thoughts has really helped, because we are so overstimulated. I say we because I think I'm speaking for the majority of people in the world when I say that. Like, there are so many things competing for our attention right now. Social media, the news, our families, work, people in our lives, whatever. So I tend to have a lot of stuff on my mind just day to day. So writing that stuff out has really helped. And sometimes it don't make sense. Like, I just write whatever comes to mind. I could be like thinking of something random, like I wonder what life would be like if the sky was pink instead of blue. And I make sure I write that down because I just want to get it out. You know what I mean? Another thing that I have done is pray. I've always had a pretty good relationship with God, but when I moved here to Atlanta, I stopped going to church only because like COVID kind of happened shortly after I moved here, and so we couldn't go to church in person. And then I never did like look for another church home. I had just been watching sermons on YouTube, listening to like podcasts like Sarah Jakes Roberts, and you know, praying here and there. I'll be transparent and say that. But the moment I started to want to look for a church home again, I started working every Sunday at my part-time job that I recently quit. So that was another reason why I really wanted to let go of that job. It was just like taking up too much of my life, y'all, like too much. How's your 30s treating you so far? So far, so good. You know, I don't feel any different, you know. I really don't. Like, I'm not one of those people who feels like 30 is old. It's not. Like, it's so far from old that I just don't get it. This has so far been like a pretty exciting time. I was always excited about turning 30. I don't know if it's because like what was that movie called about the girl who really wanted to turn 30 and she was like 30, flirty, and thriving? Oh my gosh, 13 going on 30. I think that was the name of it. But yeah, I don't know if that's because that movie came out when I was like younger, and like 30 seemed like 20 to me. Like, the way people look at their 20s now is how I've always looked at like 30. 20s just have always felt like a second coming of like your teenage years. Like, for the most part, you are still like financially unstable. You kind of broke. You know, you're just kind of getting your foot into like life. But 30 is like a little more awakening, or like that's the way that I look at it. So they've been good to me so far. I mean, I'm only 30, so ask me again when I'm 31 or 32 or something like that. How do you maintain such a fun, unique IG feed? Girl, I am like so weird about my Instagram feed. Like, I used to be very strict on the aesthetic, and like everything had to look a certain way. And in some ways I am still kind of like that. Like, I rarely ever really post on Instagram, but just staying true to myself helps me maintain like a fun and unique IG feed. I don't share a lot on Instagram, not like I used to. I love Instagram stories, but as far as like posting on the feed, I don't know why, but I kind of shy away from it. But if you want some tips on how to just keep up with your feed, definitely use planning apps. I used to really love Unum. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's UNUM. So like pre-plan my feed. Now that Reels are such a big deal, it's not really about pre-planning anymore. Now it's just about like strategizing your content. And then like the look of it should just match like your vibe as a whole. I think that the whole idea of having like an aesthetically pleasing Instagram account it's just obsolete. That's just how I feel, especially working in social media. As an influencer, brands don't really look for that, to be very honest. When it comes to like choosing you for a campaign, they look for like your engagement, your authenticity, and just like your overall relationship with your audience. And then also, like, if it's authentic to you and the way that you like for things to look, it's gonna look cute. And I think that's kind of how my IG feed has come along. Like, I just post what I like, I edit it how I like, I don't do anything special, I'm just being me. How do you maintain your passion for social media work? I love social media, and I'm not like afraid to say it. I love the opportunities that it has afforded people. I do understand that in some ways it can be a little dangerous. I'll use the word dangerous. But for the most part, the platforms are like excellent. So because I love social media and how it connects everybody, I just enjoy that part of it. So being able to work in it is like super fun. Also, wait, let me read this one more time because I want to make sure. How do you maintain your passion for social media? For social media work, I only work in the beauty industry because that's what I like. I do not try, I don't work outside of that when it comes to like taking social media clients. And I think that that's, in addition to my love for social media as a whole, that's just what keeps me like passionate about it. I love beauty. Y'all know I'm a product junkie, hair, makeup, skincare, all that. So I will only work in that field when it comes to social media. Maybe one day it'll change, I don't know. But that's what keeps it fun for me for now, you know. Anything in store for 2023? I want a new car, okay? Like, I really want a new car. I think I've talked to y'all about my car like here and there. I recently got into like a car accident, got my car repaired. I hit a wall the day before my birthday, so now the side of my car is dented. And right now I think I'm dealing with a transmission issue. I have no idea. But my car, I love my car. My car is not old at all. It's over 5 years old. She's a 2017, so you know. But I just don't know how much more money I'm willing to invest in it. I don't know. I gotta figure out like the best way to financially go about this. But I do want a new car in 2023. What else is in store for 2023? I am really looking forward to, I hate to be cliche, but getting my health together. I need to move more. Like, I think I've said this before in vlogs, but because of my line of work, working in social media, creating content, I sit a lot. Like, I am stationary a lot, whether it be sitting for a call at a desk or a table or on my couch, working on content, editing. Like, I'm very like stationary for long periods of time, and I'm cozy all the time. So I'm always like bundled up like this. Like, I need to stretch out. Even now I'm sitting on the floor. I love sitting on the floor, like whatever. It's just like really zen to me. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting my health together in 2023. I'm looking forward to doing more domestic travel. I know everybody wants to stamp up their passports, but I want to explore more of the US. There are so many cities and states that I have never gone to that I am really looking forward to like visiting. I want to go on a non-work related trip to New York because I've only ever gone to New York for work. So that's been really the only way that I've experienced New York. I've never been to the West Coast. I really want to go to like LA, San Francisco, San Diego. I want to explore more of the Midwest. I've never really been to Chicago. I think I was there, like I've been through Chicago, but never been to Chicago. I want to go to random places like Montana, Delaware, like all that. Like, I just want to do more like US travel. Like, I'm really looking forward to that in 2023. Hey girl, hey, how tall are you? Girl, I am 5'1". I'm short. I don't know if people think that, so there's this thing that I always say that my friend Alicia likes to pick on me for, but I have a short torso and long limbs. Like, I have long legs and long arms for my height, but I am only 5'1", okay? Like, that's it. I'm short. What are you excited about in 2023 in regards to your goals? In regards to my goals specifically, I want to grow my YouTube channel, elevate my career as a content creator and a social media manager. I want to push my clients to reaching their goals, and I just want to be like a part of that because I love that so much. I'm also excited about spending more time with my family, watching my nephew grow up. I'm just so excited about having a nephew, y'all. Like, y'all have no clue. What else am I excited about? I mean, that's kind of it. Like, I'm looking forward to a very easygoing 2023. Also getting back in church. I'm really looking forward to that too. But yeah, that's it. Are you content with life? Let's look up the definition of the word content. Content means a state of satisfaction and a state of peaceful happiness. So I am at peace, but I'm not satisfied. I don't think I'll ever be satisfied with life, because I think being satisfied will keep me from wanting to like keep moving forward, if that makes sense. I'm not unhappy with life, but I am like excited about achieving more and doing more. And I don't think I'll ever be satisfied, like, you know, fully, because that's not fun. So I guess to answer your question, no, I'm not content with life. I am at peace, I'm happy, but I am still looking forward to more. Oh my gosh, I've been talking. I got a glass of water right here because need that. Do you like your new apartment? I love my new apartment. It's a little small, you know. She's a junior 1-bedroom. It's a studio. Very cute and cozy. I love it here. I like it here. I feel safe here. So yes, I like my new apartment. What made you take the risk of quitting your job? And I think she's referring to the part-time job I was just telling y'all about. Like I said, it was just extremely time consuming. It was draining. The hours did not seem to be distributed fairly. Love my coworkers. I love the company, but we were just understaffed, and I was tired of feeling the direct effects from that. Especially working part-time, being there almost like a full-timer, no benefits, you know. And I just was working like 9-hour days, sometimes like 6 or 7 day stretches with no reprieve, working every weekend. I just did not have enough free time, and anytime I was off, all I wanted to do was sleep. I just couldn't catch up on things. I started to fall behind on not only my content, but like work for my clients. I was staying up too late, getting no rest. Like, it just wasn't, there was just no work-life balance at all. So I had to let it go. Do you ever want to move back to Florida to be closer to family? I'm pretty close to my family, considering we live in 2 separate states. Now, I am from North Florida, so I'm only 4.5 hours away from home. So to answer your question, no, I will not be moving back to Florida. I would love to be closer to my family. Low-key, I want them to just move here to Atlanta. Like, y'all, just move to Atlanta. But no, the only way I'll ever move back to Florida, honestly, is if like something detrimental happened and I gotta go back. The only city in Florida I would be willing to move to would be Miami. I don't like the state of Florida, to be very honest with you. I didn't really enjoy Florida. There's like not a lot to do there, and no. No. What's been the hardest part of making content? Staying consistent for me. Just to elaborate on that, I don't do it as much as I used to, but I used to compare my content to others like a lot. Even though I know that I have a very unique style and like, you know, I'm authentic and I can do this and I can do that, it was still just like, well, maybe I should be doing the way that she's doing it or he's doing it or whatever the case. So it has impacted me being consistent. And that has definitely been the hardest part of it to me, literally just being consistent. Starting is the easiest part of it all, like literally. Yeah. Janae, I love watching your channel. Thank you, girl. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all of y'all's support, honestly. Like, I love y'all so much. What should I be buying right now? Girl, anything your heart desires. Yeah, I don't have anything specific. I would have to have like specific categories to tell you like what you should be buying right now. But honestly, whatever you want. Whatever you want. What's the real tea on your perfect skin? Your face is so clear. Oh my goodness. First of all, thank you. I do not have perfect skin, y'all. Like, I am sitting here right now without makeup on. That's because, like I told y'all, it's after 11 p.m. and I'm filming this right before bed. But But just to get into like why my face is so clear, I would be doing you guys a disservice if I did not say that I know for a fact that genetics has a lot to do with that. My mom has pretty clear skin. Like, I've never really seen her deal with like acne or blemishes or anything like that, so thank you for passing that on to me. But yeah, I've never had like acne or anything like that. I'll get a pimple like here or there. Like, I think I have a pimple on my chin right now. It's usually like hormonal or something like that, but if I ever do get a pimple, I just don't like pick at it. I just let it go away like on its own. And then I also get facials once a month, so shout out to my esthetician. She actually put me on to a skincare regimen that I stick to for like day and night. So my skincare products, and I did recently post a picture of my skincare drawer on my Instagram story, and y'all was like, please do a skincare video, so that is coming soon. Introducing serums into my skincare routine. So I absolutely live by hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, niacinamide, and retinol. So I'll be sure to elaborate on that in the skincare video. But also, when I said I don't have perfect skin, I mean, I don't deal with like blemishes and acne, but I absolutely have an issue with hydration and texture. Ever since I moved from Florida to Georgia, I have become a dry-faced girl. Like, I never had dry skin until I moved here, especially around the perimeter of my face. I get a lot of little, like, I forgot what Tiara said these are called, but anyway, we have started treatment to work on it. But it's like you can see the dry skin. I'm looking in the viewfinder like you can see it, but it's like I can see the dry skin like on my face, like up close and personal. So I just make sure that I eat pretty well, like as well as I can, because you know your girl loves to get down. Like, I'm a greedy girl, honestly. I drink a lot of water, like a lot of water. I stick to my skincare routine. I mind my business. And then yeah, I just, you know, I just want to be honest and say that genetics plays a big role in my skin too. So there's that. Updates on Creative Girl Hangout. Oh my God. First of all, anytime someone brings up Creative Girl Hangout, I get very emotional. Creative Girl Hangout, for those of you who don't know, is a platform that I created a few years ago. Wow, it's been years. I think 5, maybe 6 years ago. Just dedicated to all things. It's like what the inside of my mind looks like. I'll post like a picture of our Instagram feed right here on the screen. But anyway, it started out as something that I did with Cream of Nature a few years ago for a campaign I was working on them with. They wanted me to create an event to raise awareness about this new product line they were doing. And so I did that, but I put my own spin on it. And then from there, it just became a community. During the height of the pandemic is when we really took off. My good friends Tiana and Alicia were really helping me, like, with coming up with ideas, creating content, managing the account. Like, we were growing. And I will say that what stopped me from like working on Creative Girl Hangout was a rut that I got into dealing with intersectionality during like at the height of like the BLM riots and everything. It just became very hard to keep up with reporting on stuff because my platform was very community based, and it was very clear that it was like centered around Black girls and Black people. And I was dealing with, like, you know, all that personally and didn't really know how to create content around it. I just felt like if I couldn't truly contribute to the space in an impactful way, that I didn't want to create for it and, you know, just be putting up nonsense. Also, I had to figure out how to make it a little more inclusive, and I just got kind of caught up in like working that I hadn't been able to get back to it. Now, I do have some plans and ideas that I'm not ready to like speak on for 2023 when it comes to CGH. I have talked to my friend Alicia about it. She's going to help me like strategize, and I'm super excited because I definitely want to get Tiana back on board, because I do think that there's a lot of potential in Creative Girl Hangout. There have been a few other platforms that have come out with like similar names and similar styles when it comes to content, and every time I see it, it really bothers me. Like, it's actually very triggering. Like, I got an email the other day from a brand with a very similar name, and I was just like, what? Like, I shared it with my friends. My friend Alicia was telling her it had me like really down, but I'm just hoping to bring it back because I enjoy creating for it. I was probably the happiest when I was creating for it. And that's before I started like vlogging consistently on YouTube. That was my form of content, Creative Girl Hangout. I was not posting about Janae. I was truly just posting about whatever was going on over there. So definitely gonna bring it back, okay? Myself turning 30, do you ever feel pressure to settle down and start a family? Absolutely, okay? Between the media, social media, my mama done asked me a few times, like, when am I gonna have a baby? Yeah, I definitely feel pressured to settle down and start a family, but I rest in knowing that I'm not ready for that. So like, I'm not gonna do it before I'm ready to. I have so many things that I want to like achieve first. It's not that I don't want those things. I do want like a family. I want to settle down, but it's like, it's just not at the forefront of my mind right now. Like, yeah, no. But yeah, I definitely have felt the pressure to do so, but I find peace in knowing that I am not ready for that. And when I'm ready, you know, yeah. What are some viable lessons / things you've learned in your 20s? So I'm gonna table this question only because I'm gonna do a video all about this, like all about the things that I've learned in my 20s. This is kind of like a test run for a Q&A for me. I wanted to film this before I did that one because that one is going to be a little more meaningful to me at least. And I just wanted to see how I did with this like format of content. So I hope I'm doing all right so far. How do you stay motivated when you don't feel like creating anything? Girl, it's hard. I go through like spells of not wanting to create anything. I go through spells of not creating anything at all. And what I do love about the fact that I work in social media management is that I get to create all the time. Even if it's not for me, even if it's for my client, I still get to express my creativity through their content that I have to make and curate for them. But I stay motivated by seeking inspiration outside of social media. What I mean by that is, because I think I've talked about this before, I have always been obsessed with magazines. There are literally magazines sitting next to me. This is my newest one. I'm very excited about this one because this is the Apartmento magazine with the Solange interview of her showing her home. Like, I'm so excited to like dive into that. But I like to look at other forms of media because that's just like what gets me going. I love the way that like everything is laid out in magazines, the fonts, the designs, the colors, the topics, the featured writers, the celebrities, the influencers, whoever. Like, I just love that form of medium. So that's what I usually go to when I'm not feeling motivated. And another thing that keeps me motivated is supporting my creator friends. Sorry y'all, the camera cut off because it reached its maximum time, but I was saying I like to support my favorite creators and my friends in this space. So by engaging with their content, supporting it, reposting it, sharing it, whatever, that's what also keeps me motivated, you know, because even if I'm not posting or creating, there are so many other people who are. So I get to still like be in that world by supporting others. Fave everyday pieces to wear, like jewelry, shoes, etc. So my favorite everyday pieces to wear as far as jewelry goes, I really love really pretty gold, simple, dainty jewelry. And if it's not real gold jewelry that I've had for like a while, I love Ana Luisa. This is not sponsored. I did just do a partnership with them, but this part not sponsored, y'all. They have amazing everyday jewelry, high quality. I highly recommend Ana Luisa. Majuri has really good jewelry like that too. Shoes, I love sneakers. So I have like, I keep a very neutral palette for the most part. So I just have like a sneaker of every color, just about. I do, because I'm lazy lately, tend to gravitate towards like my Yeezy slides or my Crocs and socks. I need to stop doing that. I also wear my Yeezy sneakers every day. I think they are 300s. Those are like very comfortable. I have had them for years. I love those. I have a pair of Chanel sneakers. They're all white. They go with everything. I wear those a lot too, every day. And then I wear a lot of like lounge wear, cozy, comfy wear, sweatpants. Right now it's super cold in Atlanta. Like, it's supposed to be 14 degrees this weekend. Like, what? So I have been layering a lot. Skims is great for layering pieces. If you want like some dupes of Skims, there are dupes everywhere. Shein has great dupes. Target has great dupes. But yeah, I like to keep it very, very simple. Those sweatsuits that I have from Modern Episode that you guys have seen me wear a few times, yeah, I have a lot of colors in those. I wear them a lot. Do you miss home? I miss my family. Don't miss Jacksonville, Florida. There are times where like I'll think about something from like my childhood or something and be like, oh, like I miss Jacksonville. Or like sometimes I'll go there and I like drive around in different areas of town and I get very like nostalgic, but overall I don't necessarily miss Jacksonville. I just miss my family and my best friends, like my best friends who live in Jacksonville. What is one state you would move to? New York. Temporarily though. I don't think I could live in New York for a long time. I think like 3 to 5 years max. But I have a very odd relationship with New York, a very love-hate. Like I love it for all it has to offer, but I hate it for those very same reasons. Like it's crazy. That's why I need to go back like soon. What are your favorite items to buy from Target? I love is it Alden brand by Target. They have the best underwear, okay? Specifically their thongs. I love getting panties, undergarments, and like loungewear pieces from Target. That's my favorite thing to buy from Target, honestly. I also buy like personal care items from Target too, but I kind of get those from anywhere. But if we're talking about like Target specific things, definitely the underwear. Definitely. That Alden brand, top tier. How much do you miss Maja? I miss Maisha a lot. Maisha is my really good friend, y'all. Like I think y'all have heard me talk about her like here on my channel before, but she now lives in Louisiana. She used to live in Atlanta with me when I first moved here. We were working at the same brand together, but COVID tore us apart. So she moved back to Louisiana. Today I actually had some flowers sent to her because she just got a new position and it's just been at a new job and it's a really big deal. So congratulations again to Maja. But yeah, girl, I miss you a lot. But we talk, we good. Are you dating or are you in a relationship?
Sound fat. Who you with? Bitch, my nigga. A couple zips, 2 cups of lean and his nickel.
I noticed you never talk about relationship stuff. Any reason why? So, okay, I don't really talk about relationship stuff because it's just not my brand. It's just not my brand of conversation. I was actually talking to my friend Stephanie about this today. There is so much content solely based around relationships right now, and some of it is quite toxic, I might say. The 50-50 conversation is getting old. The conversation of like, what do you bring to the table? What other relationship topics are there? There are just so many, and I'm just like kind of over it. Like I do consume some of that content. A lot of that content to me is in podcasts for sure, and then in the music we consume too, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I don't really talk about it because it's just not something that I feel the need to bring to my content, and also because that's just a part of my life that's a little more personal than what I'm willing to share like right now. So like one day maybe, but I don't really get into the relationship talk. It's just really not my thing, y'all. But if y'all want to go there, we can go there, I guess. You're always dressed so cute. How did you fine-tune your personal style? I fine-tune my personal style by shopping within a color palette and texture. I don't know if that sounds extra. I don't think so. But my wardrobe is really based on my color palette. I only wear neutrals, but not like your typical neutrals, like black, brown, white. I wear like mauve tones, taupe, cream, oatmeal, sage. I love colors, but they have to be soft. I love pastel colors. I just feel like that's what matches my mood mostly. That's what matches my overall aesthetic mostly. But I definitely fine-tune my style by shopping within my color palette. So all of my shoes, all of my clothes, my jackets, all that stuff, my bags, like all of them are within a color palette. And then another way that I was able to fine tune my style is by purchasing sets. So tops and bottoms that go together, and you can still like break them apart and wear them with other stuff. You guys know, like specifically I was telling you how I buy my skims is based on color. So I will buy pieces from different collections, but they are the same color. So I'll have 7, and I don't know if this is crazy to anybody, but I'll have 7 of the rose clay pieces. But I'll have a long sleeve top, a tank top, a short sleeve top, the bralette, the boxer shorts, the sweats, the leggings. But I can mix and match all that stuff. But I dress like that, like very the same all the time. So I'm cool with that. And then thank you for the compliment, girl. You dress super cute too. Here's a good one. I don't know how I missed this. What does showing up as your higher self mean to you? Showing up as my higher self. Here y'all go with these deep questions. When I think of my higher self, I imagine myself without ego. And I don't mean to be like woo-woo, but I imagine myself to be in a place where I do not allow my ego to get in the way of what's real. Being able to make sound decisions, being able to make the best decisions for myself, being able to not take things personal, being able to reciprocate, being able to accept and receive love without fighting it, being able to just be present. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into the vanity of showing up as my best self by being like, I want to have glowing skin and I want to have my finances in order and da 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 da. Like, no. Like I talked earlier about wanting to grow my relationship with God again. So I think just like having him in my life fully, not being led by my ego. I think that's what showing up as my highest self means. I hope I answered that question. Long-term goals. Long-term goals. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna be very honest about long-term goals. A couple years ago, I decided to cut the long-term goals out because it wasn't giving me anything motivating to look forward in the now. I would make long-term goals and then put my everyday small goals off to the side. So I now do my goals more so in like smaller increments. Like sometimes I'll set goals for 2 weeks. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve in the next 2 weeks. Sometimes I have a daily list of goals. Sometimes I have like a month, 2 months, but I try not to go past 2 months because just the way that I work and the way that I am, I will definitely procrastinate on a lot of stuff just based upon the fact that I have time. And you guys know I said earlier, one of the lessons I learned this year is how to value my time a little bit more. And I think with that, I need to just be more present. So I don't have any like major long-term goals. Like a lot of them are just superficial. Like, of course, I want to buy a house. I want to have a family. I want to have kids, whatever. Like, obviously, yes. But right now, the way that I strategize and focus on my goals is by doing them in a short-term manner. So, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the YouTube questions. Let's see. This is my first Q&A and I'm like so nervous, y'all. Like I can't even focus on looking in the camera the right way. I feel like our generation is beginning to break free from the negativity and insecurities surrounding our age and growing old. It used to be such a thing to never share your age, lie about your age, and just feel bad about getting older. My question is, how do you view age now as a 30-year-old woman? Do you feel you've become more excited about the years to come or feel fearful/doubtful? This was an amazing question. Like, I absolutely love this question. So girl, yeah, I agree with you. I feel like our generation is beginning to break free from the negativity and insecurities around our age too. Earlier, I was saying that I've never been one to think that like 30 is old, because it's not. I think that is so weird. The notion of like, it's like people think that after 25, you're just supposed to rot away. Like that is asinine. It's crazy. But her question specifically is, how do you view age now as a 30-year-old woman? I view age as something beautiful. It is literally a part of life. Like, what is life without aging and growing older? And what I do find very exciting about being 30 now is I have, like I told you guys, I have 3 younger sisters, right? I'm the oldest. So my youngest sister is 14. Darion, if you're not 14 and you 15 or 13, please, you have every right to go off of me. I'm so sorry. But I think she's 14, right? But she wouldn't have been able to turn 14 without me turning 30. You know what I mean? So being able to grow older and see my sisters grow up and, you know, become like little ladies has been such a beautiful thing. And being able to like be a 30-year-old sister in the position I'm in, and you know, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm still hip. Like, what? I'm not old. You know what I mean? I just view age as something that's like beautiful and a part of life. It is literally like you can't do anything about growing older. Like, you can't stop that. It's inevitable. Do you feel you've become more excited about the years to come or fearful/doubtful? I am more excited. Like, there was a question within this where the girl asked me if I felt the pressure to like settle down and start a family. And that part of it can be fearful and doubtful. But the exciting part about that is that there are women my age and older who are just starting families, just getting married. Rihanna is over 30 and just had her first baby. You know what I mean? And I love that. Life does not stop at 25, okay? Like, I want y'all to release that. I saw somebody tweet today and was like, I can't believe y'all out here turning 30. It couldn't be me. It's like, it's absolutely gonna be you, girl. Like, what do you mean it couldn't be you? It's gonna be you. What are some winter clothing accessory necessities that you suggest investing in? So the crazy thing about this is that because I'm from Florida, winter clothing and accessories is something very new to me, y'all. Like, I never needed a coat for real until I moved here. And I'm still in the South, but it get cold here. Like I said, it's gonna be 14 degrees this weekend here. I absolutely think a good coat is a necessity. I now have a collection of coats. I have colors, I have styles. I love that for me, okay? Because I used to feel like, dang, I can't put my coat on because it don't match my outfit. I'm a firm believer that your jacket and your coat should be a part of your outfit, okay? Like, it should go with the whole vibe. So I think a good coat, or 2 or 3 good coats, there are different styles. Invest in a coat. Boots are a good investment. A good like flat boot. I'm really into the lug boots. I don't have a pair yet because I see some that I like, but I don't know. I've been super weird about spending money on clothes lately. It's really weird. I think it's because like I buy furniture now. So it's like, wait a minute, do I need that right now? But I really do think that a good pair of boots is like an absolute necessity for winter. I think also cozy socks, okay? Cozy socks that you can wear in your house and socks that you can put on with your shoes when you have to go outside. I think that layering pieces, what are they called, like base layers, are very, very important, like a good necessity. Like long johns, but make them cute. Uniqlo has like heat tech leggings. I love those to put on underneath my clothes because you guys, I think the key to staying warm in the winter is to layer. Like, people think they're gonna put on some sweatpants and go outside. It's like, no, put on some leggings and put the sweatpants on top of them. That way you can be warm and stylish. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. She said accessories too. I think personally bigger tote bags are good in the winter because when you're wearing coats with like little small tiny purses, it kind of look weird depending, I don't know. But tote bags, like big shoulder bags and stuff, can go like on the coat, on your shoulder. It doesn't look like disproportionate with the fact that you got on this big old coat, fluffy clothes, and a tiny bag. The big tote bags kind of like fill out the whole outfit. Like, I love that. Scarves are an excellent accessory. I don't wear scarves just because I'm a turtleneck girl to a fault. Like, I will layer a turtleneck under anything. So there's usually not a need for scarves, but if you're like me and you don't really like scarves, turtlenecks, absolute essential. What fashion trends are you excited to try out? I want to get into mini skirts so bad. I never buy skirts. I never buy dresses. I am always in like pants or sweatpants, whatever. I always complain about wanting to like get dressed again, and then like when the opportunity presents itself to get dressed, I put on stuff like this. And it's because I enjoy being cozy and comfortable. I'm home like 90% of the time. But I do want to like try the trend of like the cute little mini skirts, little dresses and stuff like that. What are some things you do to pour into yourself? Girl, shop. And it's not a good habit, but absolutely, like, I shop. Whether it be for like cute loungewear, cute stuff for my apartment, skincare. Y'all know I am a heavy skincare buyer. Okay? Like, I love skincare. Something else I do to like pour into myself is to spend time with Georgia. I know Georgia is a dog, okay? But that is my little fluffy bestie, okay? Like, she is literally my emotional support animal, even though I have to do most of the emotional support with her. But taking care of her brings me joy. I also recently got plants. So like, this is Sahara and I have another plant in my bedroom. So taking care of these plants allows me to pour into myself. It lets me tap into the nurturing part of myself. We know I don't have kids yet. So as a woman, I am like naturally nurturing in ways, but taking care of Georgia and these plants has definitely helped me fulfill that part for now. I also started taking baths, and I'm not saying I don't bathe. Like, first of all, don't do me, okay? I'm just a shower girl. But recently I have started to utilize my tub. I got some super cute bath bombs. I got some from Way and I got some from Chanel. So like, I've been taking baths and spending time doing that. But honestly, a lot of that started right after I quit my job. So it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I mean, I didn't have the time to pour into myself like I do now when I was working there. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm really not being dramatic. I know people have jobs and their jobs impact their life, but it was too much. Oh my God, I was so tired. Like, the first 3 days after I didn't work, I could not get out of bed. I slept and slept and slept and slept, and I was going from bed to couch. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me try to get through the rest of these questions because we are about to be sitting on here for a long time. Hey girlie, how are you in Georgia adjusting to the new place? We are adjusting just fine. Georgia is still having accidents here and there. But now that I'm home again with her, I'm gonna like put her back on a schedule of taking her out to use the bathroom multiple times during the day so she can get used to that again. Because what are some things you've learned while not being on YouTube as much? Again, that my time is very valuable. I wasn't on YouTube uploading, but I haven't been away from the social media space as a whole. Even though you guys don't see me posting all the time, I am always posting for my social media clients. So I am literally always online. So I haven't taken like a full-on social media break. I'm gonna take one in 2023. But I haven't really been away as much. So the only thing I've learned is that I just want to value my time more. One goal for 2023 that you're willing to share that may encourage someone. My goal for 2023 that I'm willing to share that may encourage someone is that I want to find a church home and deepen my relationship with God. Like, seriously. Do you feel like your life has improved since your IG went viral? No. I don't really utilize my social media stats as like a measure, like a unit of measure when it comes to like my life or anything like that. I just feel like it did allow more eyes on my content, and it gave like me new followers, new relationships. I got a few new like opportunities, which I greatly appreciate. But my life as a whole has not improved based upon my Instagram going viral or anything like that. I just don't want to put a lot of emphasis on like my social media when it comes to like my life for real, you know? Do you plan on moving back to your hometown? No. Are you still working at your current job? No. Do you plan on coming back to YouTube full time? Yes. Do you want kids? Yes. Do you want to get married? Yes. Okay, so because this is so long, it stopped recording again. I'm gonna reread the question. Do you feel like you took long of a break from YouTube mentally, and would you go on a lunch/dinner date with a subscriber? I do feel like I took a long break from YouTube, but mentally I was not on break because I was constantly stressed out about not posting. I was constantly worried about losing subscribers. I was constantly worried about not being consistent, being forgotten about. I did tell you guys, like, being a content creator and an influencer of sorts, there's this pressure to feel like you need to constantly be creating, and that if you're not creating and if you're not posting, then you're not doing nothing. And I have fallen into like that before. So I was on a break from YouTube, like a forced break just based upon work, but mentally I was very much so concerned about my channel. I'm not gonna lie. So thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate all of your support, like seriously. And then the other part of her question was, would you go on a lunch/dinner date with a subscriber? I would love to meet my subscribers. I have definitely like done like lunch and dinner with like people I've met on Instagram, people I've met on social media platforms. I don't know how I feel about that going forward. I really don't know right now. I think I've done my fair share of like networking in that way. I want to find another way to engage with the people in my audience, because as I grow, I don't have like tons and tons of like followers and subscribers, and I do love each and every one of y'all, but sometimes people don't always have the best intentions. So I want to find like new and unique ways of like build a community with you guys, so that you feel closer to me without actually being in my space and I'm not in your space. And that's just a safety measure, okay? Like, the internet is just it's just interesting, okay? Like, I'm open-minded though. I mean, like, you girl, you know who asked this question. Me and you, we could go get lunch. Like, we cool. But it just depends. I guess it just depends on who you are. And you got to be selective in that way when it comes to like meeting people online. What financial advice would you give your younger self? Girl, save a little bit more. When I was a little bit younger, because again, I've told y'all I'm not old, but when I was like in my 20s and stuff, I would want to spend every single dime. Like, I would want to spend every single dime of my money just because it was there. Like, I will find something to spend money on. And in ways, I do still have that habit now. Like, I just really enjoy shopping a lot. But I would tell myself to just save more. I've been in the position, like, I've worked pretty much throughout my entire 20s between creating content and having like a job. So I've had like a constant flow of money, but I feel like I don't see that. I didn't make that money work for me, and I didn't know to make it work for me. I just spend a check and get it right back was always my mentality. But I would tell myself to save a little bit more, because like, girl, you don't have to spend every single dime. That's how I was, and I'm so happy that I'm growing out of that, because y'all, it was crazy. How do you feel about relationships after turning 30? I don't know if she means platonic or romantic, but either way, your relationships after turning 30 have to be 100% about intention and honesty. Like, do not come into my life wasting my time. I will not come into your life wasting your time. Do not come into my life with ill intentions. I won't come into your life with ill intentions. And I mean that for both types of relationships, whether it's platonic or romantic. You just have to like be mindful of the people that you are sharing space and like energy with, especially after turning 30. Like, when you're in your like late teens and when you're 20s, like, you can kind of get away with being a little more naive, and that's fine, you know what I mean? But take those lessons and learn and apply them to the relationships that you build within your in your 30s. And then I will say this, because relationships don't just stop at platonic and romantic. Relationships are also formed like within your work life, and being somebody who creates content and works in like PR and social media management, relationships are everything, okay? So building trustworthy, communicative, strong bonds with people will always get you further. 9 times out of 10, it's about who you know and not what you know. And I don't mean to say that from like a very like cliche or shallow standpoint, but it's the truth. just knowing the right people, having relationships with the right people can just like get you in alignment with some great opportunities. So just be respectful of people's time in all aspects of relationships. Be honest about your intentions and don't waste nobody's time. Like, yeah. Okay, that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've never done a personal Q&A before, so I hope it wasn't all over the place. And if it was, give me some tips and suggestions. You know, I'm open to all of your critique and feedback, child. Thank you guys again for participating, leaving me questions and compliments, because some of y'all was just like, I don't have a question, I just want to say hey, just want to say I love you. Girl, I love you too. So yeah, but again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you grabbed something valuable from this conversation, some inspiration, something new, whatever. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.